Hi, Gary here, and I'm going to tell you how to make some money on a particular strategy that I'm using. I haven't actually got my face on the video today, but that's because it's bloody pouring rain and I'm almost working in the dark, so you'll just have to trust me here. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to talk about is what happens when I'll just load today's race. So it's Monday. I load up the meeting and what I'm looking for is races which a small number of selections in it. This is a field of 7. Our top rated horse is in Encrypted Elegance. I'm just going to show you the result here. It was a winner as we would have expected. So in the first race, number 8 Encrypted Elegance was the winner. You can see it started at $1.20. The top fluctuation was $1.45. And you'll notice on the totes for the place, $1.10, $1.10, $1.04. So basically, there are variations, and in this particular race, the top fluctuation of 145 was available through BigBet, whereas the best tote was $1.20. So all of a sudden, you've got double the amount of profit if you chose to take that selection. Now, I'm going to tell you something crazy here, okay? And my tactics are to mainly bet in races where there are 5 to 7 starters. Now, in races of 5 to 7 starters, you will get a dividend for the place on the first and second. You'll actually get a win dividend and a place dividend only on those that run second, okay? So now in Staking Kings, what I'm going to show you is how to bet each way on this, okay? So in doing that, I'm going to show you how I manage the accounts. And the account I'm using here is WinForm 2, okie doke, 5 to 7 starters. I've set a bank of $1,000. I've set a base bet of 1%, which is $10. Base bet there comes to $10. I expect a strike rate of 40%. Okie dokie. Now, you can add as many series on there as you like. I currently have $10,000 set aside to run this because I wanted to run it in real time so that I could show everybody how to do this. So before you switch off, just remember this is a longer video which is going to actually make you money, and it's regardless of whether you're using the WinForm ratings or not. Okay. So the illustration is, firstly, in Power Play, I've created that account. Okay, that's not too hard. You just go to stakingkings.com, you join if you are not already in, and you take the WinForm Power Play account, or you can get WinForm Power Play and Money Factory all included for an extra $10. Okay, now, let's go to the betting series and I'll put in what would have been today's bet. Okay, I already know the outcome of this, so it's not a big deal. So what I do for the reference number, in this case it's Ipswich 1, and I put in the price, which was $1.30 at the time, and it says a base bet of 10, and because of the very first bet there's no recovery in this, so you just click add. And then I put up PLC, so in other words, the second bet is for the place, and I will put in there 1.2 or something. It really doesn't matter. So when I put that in, you can see that we've got $10 on each. Now, it's time to put in the result, and for the win, you just click on there, and the place dividend came to $1.45. You save that. You put in the place dividend, which as we can see was $1.10. Interestingly enough, at Bet365, they pay you the mid-tote price, which in this case would still be $1.10, and they give you an extra 5% on your winnings. So if you had $100 on it and you'd won $10, you would get 5% of the winnings, which is another 20 cents. But this is a different sort of case, isn't it? So, okay, save the changes. That's the important thing. Now you can see here we've made a profit of $5, and the most important thing in Power Play is when you're actually in profit, you end the betting series. Doesn't matter how small the profit is. So just go down to the WinForm 2 account, transfer the money across, and it'll say, take me to betting series. Okay. And that'll allow you to start again with the next bet you're going to be placing. Okay, so now before we go further, and I'll take you more and delve deeper into this, let's have a look at the reports. Okay, so we started off on a long time ago, 10th of April. I put in about 100 bets from the beginning of April and worked out what it would come to. And just between you and me, it ended up with a profit of about $700 for that particular period of time. After that, all the bets were live. So if I go to here, for example, so if I can go to page 29, you see that was the 2nd of March. And there you can see the dividends. That's a place dividend. That's a win dividend plus a place dividend. And eventually we made a profit. And as you can see, it's up to 2037. So we've actually trebled that initial $1,000 bank. We've done that at a profit rate of 30.7%. Average dividend was $3. As you imagine, it must be low because it's the number of place dividends plus win dividends divided by the number of winners, which was 119. That's a strike rate of 37%. So a little bit under what we expect. Anyhow, so what we're going to do now is move to some other stuff. I've shown you how to use this. There are other videos there, so if you look under Staking Kings, you'll see there are other videos that I'll put in telling you how to use the various information, okay? So that's that. I don't need to go there now because what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to show you some of the selections we've had. Okie doke. So a recent one, looking at the results, racing results, and we're going back to where are we going here? Racing results. Last Saturday, okay. So in this instance, we had a bet in Toowoomba race 4. The winner of this race was Saxon Slayer. So now best of the best is what we get. And if you're looking here, you can see that the horse was a $5 winner, okay. The best tote was $6.60, and that was better than, there was no fluctuation, so $6.60 was better than the price, okay? And if you have a look at the place dividends, they were $2.30 if you bet on a particular place, okay? But look here, you get $2.80, right? If you get mid-tote plus the extra 5%, or if you happen to be an eligible bettor with vicbet.com, they pay the best of 3 totes, and that was $3.50. Now, having a look at that, that is just 1.5 points less than the actual bookmaker's price. So you are getting a good deal here, believe me. And this happens time and time again. And the reason for that is that when you're betting in a small field, in this case, how many were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but often in fields of 5 and 6 as well, you get a greater diversity amongst the place dividends because the place totes are much smaller pools, and that means people don't put much money into them because they expect not to get a decent dividend. So that's the important thing to know. Now, if I was to go back here and let's just go here, and I'll run this system, and I'll just run it for let's see. I don't think it was a particularly good month last month, but let's say from the 1st to the 4th, and we can just run that, and it says include place totes. Okay. Now the place totes in this workout are actually the totes that were with the New South Wales tab only. On the other hand, it's best total or SP for the win. So it says here we lost 14% for the win, and the place was even. Now, bearing in mind that we're probably going to get at least an extra 10% by getting the extra money off the place dividends, by getting the best one, etc. So that pretty much offsets the loss on the win. And of course, the win does not include top fluck, and that could add as much as an extra 5% to the return we got. So in theory, from our 56 wins in 110 places. We didn't do all that great, but however, when you look over at the place side, you can see that 52% of the time we actually were able to get a place result. However, that might include first, second and third. So looking here, we look at these top two places here, 56 winners, okay, and 52 placings. Altogether is 108 placings from 213. 108 divided by 213 comes to, as we said, 52%. Okie doke. So when the win side, and you can have a look here and see how the month was travelling along, you can see here that it was fairly shifty going along through there. And then all of a sudden with a $9.80 place dividend, okay, $9.80 for running second, and probably even better than that because the other totes might have paid even more, and it's put the whole thing into a profit. And then it carries on in a profit from there all the way down there, drops into loss again, and then it comes up, there's a $4.70 place dividend followed straight after a $2.70 plus $1.60 winner, which is the equivalent of $4.30 dividend if you add those together, and the $4.70 for the place, which actually only works out as a $2.35 dividend because there's nothing there to back it up. So anyway, you can see how it all works together. And just reiterating, it is the actual discrepancy between the win prices and the place prices that gives us our edge. Now, if you run it in the power play plan, which is what I do, of course, it does run that series and it can get through and finally come out making you a profit. Now, for those of you who would like to do it with the WinForm top-rated horse, we already know that absolutely works. Okie doke. If you're doing it for the WinForm top-rated horse and you want to get this program, it's $895 to start. That gets you the program plus the first 3 months of selections, which come up like that. You can look at the form if you're worried about it. You can examine each of it, you know, looking at the different ratings there that are available to you, basically GTX and the other one, WinForm. And plus you've got other things here like a pre-post market there to give you a clue, prize money, win and place rates, and so on. And you also get a speed map and you also get a consensus. Now, if you have a look at this one, the WinForm was number 1, the consensus was number 1. So as I said, at $895 to buy that, you'll need to contact us for that, and you can see that on our home page. I'll just bring that up for you. And this is our home page. It's got all our details there, including how you can get in touch with us. And it's also got the link on there for Staking Kings and with Big Bet, for example, if you want to get in on the action. Shows the latest video that I have available there that I've done. So you'll be able to see all that and carry on from there. So that just lists the last thing I put on there was yesterday. 8 winners in the quaddie on Saturday. Didn't put anything up in yesterday, we were too busy. And today I've been sitting here in the pouring rain and this is the first thing I've done. Okay, so that takes it out for me now. Just getting back to the GTX again. And you can do things, for example, you can put this in the order of market, for example. So this is probably equivalent to the what we had for the prices and that for rating similar to Sky Channel and so on. We've actually got it on a morning one there. We can click on the GTX one and do it there. They all came up with the same thing, so pretty confident about that. But you can also put it in order of what the market is. So if you were selecting it like on the top win percent for example, you can do that, or place percent, or prize money, or market. If you want to put it on the New South Wales tab, what's the top horse and so on, you can do that too. So that brings up a rating, which is pretty weak. But anyway, the point is, for example, if you're going to back favourites in fields of 5, 6 and 7, they're not going to pay much. They're going to win 40% of the time. They're going to play bugger all for the place, mostly not much over money back. So there's no way there that I'd consider taking just the favourites, even though you get the best of the 3 totes for the win. You'd be looking at something like a second or third favourite, and you could look easily enough and check and see if there's decent form there. Okay, and you could do it on your own bat, and you can do it off the newspaper if you like. Look at the second or third favourite in the morning market, and use that as your selection thing. Try it out on 7 horse fields. Do your own information. As I said, we've worked it out on the power bet, and we've actually been able to prove. And when you see there, I've done the 317 bets. The first 100 were past ones that I put up and run those through. They look good. So I did it with real money after that. That's recorded another 1,300, 1,400 amounts of dollars in the past 2 or 3 weeks. And there's very little to do because the most selections on a day has usually been about 7 or 8. A lot of days there are only 1 or 2. Today, 6th of May, there was only 1. So it's very easy to put on. And you can have more than 1 bank. So if you wanted to, you could put the first bet of the day in bank 1, the second bet of the day in bank 2, and so on, or whatever suits what you've got on for the day. Put them in. At the end of the day, you can have up to 10 different banks active, and go through that and see how you go. You still won't be too far off no matter what you do. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully you've already subscribed to the YouTube. And as I say, if you want the GTX program, it works out. Once you've paid your first 3 months, it's only $195 a month, $50 a week. And honestly, if you can't make money on an outlay of $50 a week with one of the best rating programs on the Australian market, then you're not too much of a punter, unless of course you find it too difficult, which is different. I'm not saying you're dumb. I'm saying yes, it does take a bit of nous to operate everything, but with if you're getting to the stage where you have trouble pressing the right keys and so on, then I don't recommend this for you. All right, try not to lose any money. Don't bet irresponsibly. All the rest, give you the messages, follow up. You're free to get in touch with us. You can add a comment to this. You can reach us by asking questions when you put in a comment, and that way we'll give the result to everybody so everybody can read what comments came in and so on. Okay, good luck and thanks very much for watching.